Hey guys, it's Caillea. I wanted to make a quick follow-up video. I got so many great comments and emails and additional information that viewers and subscribers have pointed out, and some things that I remembered that I just really want to share with you. So here we go. We're back in Forest Park in St. Louis at the embryo, at the baby. Now, my sister actually pointed this out when I was explaining this tether cord of the water back over here towards that grouping of trees labeled the Cascades. She pointed out, hey, there's also this coming out of the top of the baby's head. And the name of this road is Government Way. And if you follow Government Way to its conclusion, it goes by the zoo and comes out right over here. And this is the JFK Memorial Forest. So Government Way is also attached into the baby's head. Now, the other thing a subscriber mentioned is right over here by the Grand Basin. So a subscriber, A-Line Headlamp, pointed this out, that at 5 minutes 58 seconds in part 1B, that there is this serpent-like spermatozoa crossing the road right here. It also crosses the tether, the brain tether of the water to the embryo as well. Now, the other thing that I found that I forgot to mention was this right here. And it's north facing, so it's upside down, but doesn't this look so much like... So keep sending me things like this. I love it. I'll keep investigating. It really excites me that you guys are into it, and I will keep digging. Now, the other thing that I forgot to mention was this right here. It is upside down, but man, that looks an awful lot like an Egyptian winged sun to me. And the Egyptian winged sun is often seen with serpents and snakes and those types of creatures. So that could be... I found another sculpture garden, the Grace Taylor Broughton Sculpture Park. And it is right behind the Art Hill in the Fine Arts Complex. So let's go take a look at these sculptures and see what they look like. Okay, let's go through the statues really quick. The first one is called the Mountain, and it is a female nude next to the water, and her leg is bent up in the shape of a triangle. After that comes Hercules and the Hydra, which, of course, Hercules is a part of the constellations, and he happens to be right over above Ophiuchus, right next to the Golden Gate. Venus Victorious is a nude and represents Venus in victory, which is going to be Venus in Taurus. That is where Venus is exalted, is in the sign of Taurus, so that's going to be a representation of that. And then going back to the other side of the park, back to the embryo, next to it, we've got this council circle that I forgot to mention yesterday. It's a stone circle on the river that is representative of where the local tribes would meet to discuss topics. And last, we've got the Forest Park hatchery, another indication of fertility and hatching eggs. And we're going to look at an egg in relationship to the eclipse right after we take a look at the actual eclipse itself. So another subscriber, Illegal Alien, sent me this clip that they filmed during the 2017 eclipse from Salem, Oregon. They caught something really interesting. Now, I'm at 9 minutes 51 seconds. I'm going to link this video in the description box below. And I've got my playback speed at 0.25 because it's really way too fast to see it otherwise. So it's going to come up here in just a few seconds. Now, this is supposed to be the moon right here causing the eclipse. And it starts to elongate. This is after totality, going back the other direction, more and more of the sun being exposed. And right there, did you see it? I'm going to back it right back up. It's just a super quick flash on the right-hand side. Bam, right there. So Illegal Alien feels that this is Rahu's head appearing. What do you guys think? I want to hear about it in the comments. I think this is one of the most fascinating things I've ever seen in eclipse footage, and I want to thank Illegal Alien for sending that over my way. So the last thing that I want to share about the eclipse was something that I discovered a while back when I was researching iPetGoat 2 and revisiting it and kind of going through it. And if you guys want me to do a video on this whole, on iPetGoat 2 and the symbology of it, I am more than happy to do that. Just leave me comments below, and if enough of you want me to do it, I will put it on my list. But I'm going to play this without sound, just so that I don't get a copyright. But right here, we're looking at the scene where Osama bin Laden is in it. Now, it shifts over to this sea of oil. And what I want to point out about this is that this also resembles the vulva or the labia of a female. So we've got some reproductive indications in this scene. And then it goes forward through the Statue of Liberty and the torch falling. Now here is where it gets creepy as far as the embryo is concerned. This next scene, I'm just going to play it through. This is the baby and the egg, and this eye and serpent is looking at it. Now here comes Anubis, the ship with the Christ figure on it. His eyes are closed. And this is the awful genie that is connected to the brain of this child. Okay, so I did a tweet last month after really going through this video again, and I remembered that I had done this after I made part 1B. So I'm including it now. I have frozen the video at the scene with the egg. And we know that the embryo is inside of the egg. The serpent is wrapped around it. And here is what I think is really important and is a timestamp. So why do I think this is a timestamp? And what do I think it represents? This is the Saturn finger, and this is the Jupiter finger. And we know this from traditional palmistry. Now, modern palm reading books are going to give you different information. But if you go back to Saint Germain and the original writings, the oldest writings that we have on palmistry, this is the Saturn finger and this is the Jupiter finger. And so the Saturn finger and the Jupiter finger are both by way of this connection right here and this arrow pointing at this event. And these two dots have come together in a conjunction. This is the December 2020 conjunction between Saturn and Jupiter, which would make, number one, the Great American Eclipse in August of 2017, and number three, the Greatest American Eclipse of April 2024. Okay, and the last timestamp I want to point out is this one. So we've got the guy screaming attached to the kid's head, in the kid's brain, and Jesus is gone into this mouth. And this is, well, it's a cave, but it's really a mouth because this is a uvula. And this uvula is Jupiter, the planet Jupiter. And what I think this scene is depicting is that he's going into the cave, into the mouth with the uvula of Jupiter. It's starting to collapse. It's crumbling. It's falling. This is all representative of Pisces. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And much love, and I will see you probably tomorrow.